Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live from the Workers' Rights Network. Yes, we are in a different studio today. Same studio, but different set. You see, I come quick here to announce something on this set. Now, we would have been observing Kezel Jackson and some of the statements that, she have been saying within the public domain. At the same time, the person who does come up first and like the live, message my number. We have a Bluetooth headset. I don't know who does do it. A matter of fact, is the first person. I don't know who it is. Or you message me on the number 3332176. When I enter the San Fernando area, we are going to give you the Bluetooth headset. Thanks for being the first person on the live. I don't know. I mean, it's something that I say that I would have always have done. Now, as I would have said, we would have seen some videos surfacing online, and I asked myself, as Kezel Jackson lose she mind, a matter of fact. In this explosive episode, we are going to break down the latest shocking statement surrounding Kezel Jackson. What is really going on here? What is really going on? Does Kezel Jackson need to check herself in? Something going on in her. Because listen to this statement, ladies and gentlemen. And you be the judge, you put it within the comment. We will try to reach out to the young lady. And I don't understand it. I trying to, a matter of fact. So to you, our loyal listeners and followers that does tune into the Workers' Rights Platform, tell me what you think about this video that I am going to play here now. You can leave all your comments within the section. I am not going to open the lines today. Is I alone in the studio? I alone. I and I alone. I and I alone. Right. So this is the statement here. Tell me what you guys think concerning this statement.
Sometimes I imagine that I would like to be a prime minister in my country, fighting for justice and equity. Have you ever sit and ever pondered whether or not you are the joke of the joker? Ooh, you laugh, they laugh, until eventually they all stop laughing. Let's go with some Bible examples of how they were mocked, belittled, and ridiculed. Take this lesson in because it's a lot of food for thought. For example, they laughed. They laughed at Joseph. They said that Joseph was a dreamer. Joseph will never become a king. Will we ever have to bow before?
Honestly, when I see all the lipstick thing, this thing, watch it frightened me. When I see all the lipstick thing, I get a little shocked. So, you guys tell me within the comment section what you think about this video, because I find it something just real scary about this. Trust me.
For you, Joseph. Then Joseph became the king. They laughed. They laughed at Noah. Oh, Noah was a drunkard that walked naked. Is God really going to use Noah? They laughed and they laughed until they drowned in their laughter. Noah and his family were the only persons that were saved from the great flood. They laughed at Job. Job lost everything. Job cursed God and died. Then God renew Job and multiply him for his faith. They laughed at the Son of God. The religious leaders laughed. Can he really be the Son of God? But then they stopped laughing. And you laughed. You laughed at the woman on the toe. And then day after day you said, please, why doesn't she just come off of social media? Is she going crazy? Then you label what you do not understand. Not understanding.
So you guys put it within the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this video, because this video I've been making its rounds. Somebody would have sent this video for me. They would have asked me to do a reaction on it. What you think about this woman? Tell me what you think, because again, something about this whole thing just it missing me a little bit. What you think about it? Put it in the comment section. I don't see Rajab say this woman needs help. Basdio, Bihari, he and all say this woman mad. What are you think? Put it in the comments.
That persistence breaks resistance. Now you laugh again, wondering, is she crazy to think that she will become the next prime minister? But have you ever sit and ponder, my dear Rowley and Kamala, what if the queen is a king's maker? How the song goes, whose side are you leaning on? I'm leaning on the Lord's side. Have you ever sit and pondered who has the courage and character to speak the truth despite the consequences after? You make enemies for speaking the truth. Have you ever sit and ponder what your life will be like the day after election 2025? Can you imagine living another 5 years like this? Have you ever sit and ponder what your life will really be like after? The political party have practically pissed on you, and you sat there and you drew.
Again, to you that are now joining us here tonight, what you think about this video concerning this woman here on this chat? Because at the end of the day, I mean, she's doing a depiction. Obviously, she's dressing up to be the Joker. But what do you think about this whole construct, this video? Tell me what do you think within the comments, and we will address it here tonight.
Wrong from it. They raised the price of fuel once, twice, and they kept on laughing because you kept on taking and accepting. We now become another laugh. When Trinidad and Tobago, who produces oil, is not refining oil, but buying oil from Jamaica. How foolish can we get? They laugh when so much money is missing from the treasury, and the privy did not give the Minister of Finance the privilege. Where did the money go? But apparently nobody knows. They laughed and they laughed. But have you ever sit and wonder, to you, the PNM and UNC financiers, just what if your investment will come and amount to nothing? Can you imagine that the vehicle will ever stop moving? Then they will need a tow. They will need towing because the vehicle will not be moving. Young, have you ever wondered when you will become prime minister? I see that Young will grow old, waiting in the corridors forever. Have you ever wondered what motivates Kezel Jackson to continue to fight for the downtrodden, the vulnerable, the marginalized, and ostracized, despite the fact that even those that she may be fighting for may not understand her real fight? Have you ever wondered what will become of Trinidad if and when Trump really put some tariffs on us, where would we be? Maybe worse than Haiti. Have you ever sit and pondered where we are going? We were once the leader of CARICOM. Now we are sitting straight to the bottom. Have you ever truly wondered, what if Kezel Jackson were to become Prime Minister? How will she deal with us after? Who is the joker and who will be the joke? Have you ever wondered?
Now, I ain't gonna lie for you, that video disturbed me a little bit. It really, really disturbed me a little bit. Now, I try to understand concerning this whole ordeal, this whole take here, what really taking place with this woman? Have Kezel Jackson gone nuts? That is the question. Now, I reach a point that, we could only evaluate what have been said in that whole take there. And all of the information, a matter of fact, it's sounding authentic, because it's information in which we would say here constantly on this platform. But I trying to understand, have this woman gone mad? So them that joining us, or you could go back and watch it, we would have just played a video with Kezel Jackson. Yes, they said dress up like APP party. But have this woman take it too far with these type of theatrics? That is what I want to know in the comments. So to you that is listening, let me know what it is, what you are saying. Yes, good night, Nadira. Yes, good night, good night, good night, good night. What do you think about the video? Because at the end of the day, what's going on here? This woman is a public figure. She's asking people for the vote. She's calling out people. What's going on with the video concerning what we would have just played? And at the same time, to address other issues on this matter concerning what is going on in Trinidad. Just the other day, we would have seen people would have been thrown out, a matter of fact, on the streets. The house come and get break down. Yes. So that video is what we are discussing here now. This one here with Kezel Jackson. She have this, she's dressing up like Joker. So to switch gears a little bit. Let me switch gears. I really want to talk about this out this you. Right, before we jump to the house issue, let me play an ad from our sponsors. I have to make sure and play this ad, a matter of fact, from our sponsors.
Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. My name is Sheldon Khan from Canada Lotus. And this afternoon, let me introduce you to our Nissan Caravan NV350. For financing options, we are offering this vehicle at $16,000 down, $1,900 a month. That's $16,000 down, $1,900 a month for 6 years. For further details, you can call us at 785-3822. That's 785-3882. And from me and Canada Autos, let me wish you all a bright and prosperous New Year.
Right, so make sure and check out Nigel Khan 785-3882 for that special deal. $20,000 down, $20,000 down, $1,900 a month. I forget the whole idea. So focused, but anyway, make sure and call Sheldon Khan on the number 7853882. Right, so just a few days ago, ladies and gentlemen, we would have seen this video within the public domain.
24 hours later, residents of Ramchatan Trace remain
not this one. Just a few days ago, man, let me don't say it.
Reinforcement to put everybody on the road. Reinforcement to put everybody on the road. Look them. Look them.
Right, those were the demolition of the legal or illegal structures. Those right, so those were the demolition of the illegal structures. Now, I want to bring something to your remembrance. Just now. Right, so I would like to bring something to your remembrance concerning this whole ordeal here. Right, concerning this. Now, we all would have seen this video. And you know, we would have beat Philip Alexander for making comments concerning this video here. And
she was a channel.
now, I know you remember that video that would have played. Philip Edward Alexander would have made a comment within the public domain and everybody fly on him.
I know. She was a channel.
Now, I want a video to sink into your psyche. I want you to understand what you're seeing there on that video. So, to those who are playing that, you know, the memory short, that was the video when Camille Robinson Regis and the whole PNM administration were grieving the unfortunate death of her colleague. And you know what was so, I mean, even self I and all feel it. At that time when I see it, I say, Philip, that Philip get on by. But you know, when I started listening to the comments and things that Philip is saying, despite what, I find he was a little too hard at the point in time. But at this point in time, now we have to ask ourselves a serious question. What is that question, Trinidad and Tobago? What is the question that we must ask ourselves? The lady Camille Robinson Regis, the person that you would have seen grieving in that picture concerning the death of her colleague. A lot of people would have lost their homes. And the statement that I would have heard from Camille Robinson Regis in giving a rebuttal to the people that was placed on the streets after the AGC Baco come and demolish their house, which the AGC was for low income earners, as a matter of fact. That is what it was developed. People used to be paying $5 and $10 rent until it ended up into what it is now. At the end of the day, some people, I mean, if the thiefing is something else, they ain't thiefing, it's something else too. What I would have seen taking place yet, yes, the moving on state lands, but how much of us are on state lands in Trinidad and Tobago? How much of us would have leased land from the government and sell it out in little plots? How much of us would have did that? I could talk about the whole Ali Pero. Well, die down on this side here, down in south. But there are a lot of places, the Aranguez area, many people they are living on state land. I don't know how they get title and things for it, but let me go into this video here, because I want you to understand where you're coming from. You would have seen Camille, would have been grieving for a friend, but here the statement of Camille Robinson Regis here. I'm going to play the entire clip concerning that. Oye seems to have only selective, Oye's feelings are selective when coming to the people at Trinidad and Tobago. You know about people lost the house? He ain't thinking about that. Yeah, what you're saying, boy, let the AGC work. Yes. Yes. Yes.
4 hours later, residents of Ramchatan Trace remained stunned but resilient. After the excavator left, some residents say they stayed by relatives overnight, but those who had nowhere to go were forced to rebuild these structures, hastily reconstructed, with between 6 and even up to 10 people huddling inside overnight.
We sleep all these mattresses. You understand? We take some of these mattresses and all and carry down the little house we build back down there. But people have no way to sleep. But we go there and sleep.
And since the story aired, they say a lawyer has reached out to them, promising to look into their case. Yesterday, they cried out to their MP, Foster Cummings, for help, but would learn today that it would not come from him.
The residents tried to speak with you as the MP and you weren't there. Would you like to address them today?
Well, from what I saw, the agency is engaged in an exercise to regularize a situation in state land, and that is for the agency to treat with, not the MP.
And he promised me. No. He promised me all the things. When he walked to the back here and he promised me.
He come and promise me.
He promised me what?
Yeah, the man said that
He
he's
promised
HDC.
HDC what?
And when we went
He come
HDC said they have
nothing
nothing
to
to
do
do
with that.
with it.
They directed us to a social media post from March 9th, 2024, where Cummings is seen walking the streets of Ramchatan Trace. In the quote, he said, "The concerns are many, as with most unplanned developments. The residents were very vocal about their concerns, and we will be returning soon with other agencies who can bring some relief." End quote. The residents say they still want that meeting with their MP, but for Housing Minister Camille Robinson Regis, the government will continue its crackdown on squatters.
We have seen an explosion of squatting, and even people who have decided that they can sell estate land, what we call squat lords. They don't own the land, it's the state's land, but they are selling the land to people, which is unfair because the persons cannot get title to the land under those circumstances, and they will still be moved off the land. So what we are trying to do is make sure that people do not continue to squat on state land, that they have been occupying the forest reserve, they have been occupying areas for quarrying, and they have been creating a situation that is untenable.
And as for the 2 men who were arrested during yesterday's skirmish, they were charged with use of obscene language,
I know. She was a channel.
9th, 2024, where Cummings is seen walking the streets of Ramjatan Trace. In the quote, he said, "The concerns are many, as with most unplanned developments. The residents were very vocal about their concerns, and we will be returning soon with other agencies who can bring some relief." End quote. The residents say they still want that meeting with their MP, but for Housing Minister Camille Robinson-Regis, the government will continue its crackdown on squatters.
We have seen an explosion of squatting, and even people who have decided that they can sell the state land, what we call squat lords. They don't own the land, it's the state's land, but they are selling the land to people, which is unfair because the persons cannot get title to the land under those circumstances, and they will still be moved off the land. So what we are trying to do is make sure that people do not continue to squat on state land, that they have been occupying the forest reserve, they have been occupying areas for quarrying, and they have been creating a situation that is untenable.
And as for the two men who were arrested during yesterday's skirmish,
Now, I know at the end of the day, that video would have sink in a lot of you. Because I wanted it to. I didn't come here to make fun of when people is grieving or when certain people are faced with certain situations within Trinidad and Tobago and to the wider world. We all feel grief. The old people that say something when are dead, they're crying, and yet still when I'm living, you're watching my bad face. The reason why I am saying this here today is when I would have seen all these people would have left homeless. Some of them cannot do better, because if any one of you could build your dream house, you ain't going to live in no squatting land. That is a fact. So these people and them, yes, they are living on state land just like many of us here in Trinidad and Tobago. Many of us are living on state land. And yet still, we see the housing minister, Camille Robinson-Regis, would have demonstrated grief at the loss of her colleague. These people and them have family too. They want to live. They are not added to the criminal population in Trinidad and Tobago, in which, they're watching what people have and trying to get what they have. These are people that are trying to make it work with the resources that they have in hand. And these is the flames that the government supposed to be fanning. You're seeing somebody doing something that, it ain't looking good. For want of a better word, you deal with them to suit. But you are seeing people here that cannot do better. And just a few months hence, you was grieving your colleague, your friend. Tragic loss. But these are people that is living. These are people that want to survive. These are people with ambition. And what you are doing as the people, as the body that is overseeing the nation, you being part of the body. That is what I want to sink in. So this video here would have started off here with Kezel Jackson and the comment that she would have made within the public domain, and we are asking what you think about that video. I don't want to play it back. Trust what I'm telling you here. I don't want to play it back. But what you think about that video that we would have just played? What's the comparison between the two? And now I'm switching back gears here now. Just one day, food for thought. On one hand, you would have seen a minister grieving the tragic loss. People lost their houses. You know how much people was displaced? The promises that they would have gotten on election when they're trying to win their vote foster comments. And only some years after, their house was broken down just on the verge of election. Just on the verge of election, and it's the same thing that we are saying to you, the people of Labre. This could be your fate. These people wasn't foster coming in on every election. They were campaigning, he was there. It had pictures all through social media. What thing going to happen to some of you? Or you called me the other day, Randall come down in the pan. I could not come, not every time. You know, people that is of no use to this country. Not every time, or you see them kind of thing, or you calling me. I could not make it, the people at library with that one. I was to see about something, they know it was important. By the time I come, all the boxes was leaving. Randall, we know he was in library the other day. The people don't call me that do not want you in library. You're only pushing up yourself. A matter of fact, where is this video? So I just see the people, houses was broken down. Yes, I wanted to marinate. Right, let me get this video here, because I want you to understand the comparison. Some people the other day, their house was broken down in Ramjatan Straits, as a matter of fact. Was walking and dancing with the MP and the people at library. I want you to understand, because I'm taking this thing down in parts here for you to see. Or you're running and hugging up Randall. So you see that clip. The people at library, you're seeing the clip. I hope you understand the perimeters in it. Because these PNM MP has shown themselves to be treacherous and to be nebulous and to bite back the hand that feed them. And that is what we are exposing here today. After joy is sorrow. Laugh and cry does live in the same house, but there is not brothers, there is not sisters, but they're living in the same house. Or you rejoicing, some of you there that the half a Labrador himself know. We would have taken that clip and went wrong and do a personal survey for ourselves all over Santa Flora. People can himself ID some of the people there. The only person that I would have seen there within that clip was Donna. But at the end of the day, after joy is sorrow. These same people and them that saying, we want Randall, we want Randall, we want Randall. These same set of people here, within this clip, the same set of people here that jumping and praising and throwing up their hands up in the sky, we want Randall, we want Randall. At the end of the day, the people in Ramjatan Trace, Arima, their houses was in rubbles in just a few seconds. They won a resisting arrest, and then the next one a obscene language. When he was witnessing somebody destroying the place that he just put his head. And all respect to Brian Big, a matter of fact that take up a matter concerning this whole situation, because the people there would have seen that they would have gotten notice with no letterhead. And all of a sudden, when they're asking all the rest of them who was there, and yet still Camille Robinson Regis feeling the pain of her colleagues. Imagine the people within the area, the pain that they are feeling. This would have sent shockwave over Trinidad and Tobago. At the end of the day, who feels it knows it. Who feels it knows it. Who feels it knows it. And just for you to understand what would have taken place here, let me play this clip here again.
24 hours later, residents of Ramjatan Trace remained stunned but resilient. After the excavator left, some residents say they stayed by relatives overnight, but those who had nowhere to go were forced to rebuild these structures, hastily reconstructed, with between 6 and even up to 10 people huddling inside overnight.
We sleep all these mattresses. You understand? We take some of these mattresses and all and carry down the little house we build back down there. But people have no way to sleep. But we go and sleep.
And since the story aired, they say a lawyer has reached out to them, promising to look into their case. Yesterday, they cried out to their MP, Foster Cummings, for help, but would learn today that it would not come from him.
The residents tried to speak with you as the MP and you weren't there. Would you like to address them today?
Well, from what I saw, the agency is engaged in an exercise to regularize a situation in state land, and that is for the agency to treat with, not the MP.
And he promised me. He promised me all the things. When he walked to the back here, he promised me.
He come and promise
He promised me. He promised me what?
The man said I see HDC.
HDC what?
And when we went HDC said they have nothing.
They directed us to a social media post from March 9th, 2024, where Cummings is seen walking the streets of Ramjatan Trace. In the quote, he said, "The concerns are many, as with most unplanned developments. The residents were very vocal about their concerns, and we will be returning soon with other agencies who can bring some relief." End quote. The residents say they still want that meeting with their MP, but for Housing Minister Camille Robinson Regis, the government will continue its crackdown on squatters.
Now, all you're seeing Camille Robinson Regis showing no remorse for the people whose house was just broken down. And I'm going and play this interview. I wanted to soak in the people of Labre. Or you understand, after joy is sorrowing. Laugh and cry, live in the same house. There is not friends. Understand what is taking place within the country. You have been loyally voting PNM for your entire lives. What it would have brought you. So let me go back into this thing here with Camille Robinson Regis.
We have seen an explosion of squatting, and even people who have decided that they can sell the state land, what we call squat lords. They don't own the land, it's the state's land, but they are selling the land to people, which is unfair because the persons cannot get title to the land under those circumstances, and they will still be moved off the land. So what we are trying to do is make sure that people do not continue to squat on state land, that they have been occupying the forest reserve, they have been occupying areas for quarrying, and they have been creating a situation that is untenable.
And as for the two men who were arrested during yesterday's skirmish, they were charged with use of obscene language.
And that was the comment of Camille Robinson Regis, a woman who would have cried out just the other day with the whole scenario that would have taken place with Lisa Morris Julian. She would have shown great compassion for her colleague where that was concerned. What about the people that was thrown outside on the streets? What about the people that was made homeless with consultation that they could not even verify? Yes, they would have seen a letter, would have reached out, but with no letterhead. What taking place here in this country is the concern of the government, of this government selective, only to a particular few. What about those who are living, they're trying to make a earning? We could come here every day and talk about the argument, yes, they're on state land, but how much of us is on state land? Some of us, there are people that would have gotten lease for $1 a year, $1 state land for 99 years, state land, and they would have built big facilities on it. A house, but you can't formalize the thing and save some of these people and them houses. And just as I say, just a few days hence, a few months, a matter of fact, you would have seen Camille Robinson Regis would have been grieving a friend in the public domain. But these people here are living. They are living. And if, let me break it down for you. In the Bible say, if you hate your brother and sisters who you seeing and observing, and you're saying you love God and you're for people and you're for country, he's a liar and the truth is not within you. So, as I would have said, there's a video here in which we would have played first concerning Kezel Jackson and this whole thing that they would have sent to me. I might get a lawyer letter tomorrow, I'm sure, but but we have to represent the facts. So to bring it back home, to close off the show here tonight, tell me what you think about this video. What we would have played on the initial stages, it would have frightened me. This video here that looked like the Joker. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you're saying. I want to see it in the comments. Good night, everybody. Let me see. Let me run through some of Lenora. Caribbean Soul, Rajab, Right. TV virus, I know is that. I don't know if that's seriously virus, but at this point in time, I am out, a matter of fact. I am out. So this is the video we just played. I would like to hear your comments on this whole topic here this afternoon concerning this. No, it's not it, right?
Sometimes I imagine that I would like to be a prime minister in my country, fighting for justice and equity. Have you ever sit and ever...
Kezel, we gonna reach out to you concerning this video. I want to know what you mean.
The joke of the joker. Ooh, you laugh, they laugh, until eventually they all stop laughing. Let's go with some Bible examples of how they were mocked, belittled, and ridiculed. Take this lesson in because it's a lot of food for thought. For example, they laughed. They laughed at Joseph. They said that Joseph was a dreamer. Joseph will never become a king. Will we ever have to bow before you, Joseph? Then Joseph
People, I just want to know what you think concerning this video.
They laughed. They laughed
you just tell
at
me.
Noah. Oh, Noah was a drunkard that walked naked. Is God really going to use Noah? They laughed and they laughed until they drowned in their laughter. Noah and his family were the only persons that were saved from the great flood. They laughed at Job. Job lost everything. Job cursed God and died. Then God renewed Job and multiplied him for his faith. They laughed at the Son of God. The religious leaders laughed. Can he really be the Son of God? But then they stopped laughing. And you laugh.
Right, so you get the point. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you think. I just want to hear it in the comments. What do you think about Kezel Jackson on this video that she would have just released? Leave that within the comments. So to many of you that haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the platform. It go a long way. Like, share, subscribe, share it with a family, with a friend. Be a part of this fastest growing network, Workers' Rights. Workers' Rights 868. No, we ain't taking no calls this afternoon. We ain't taking no calls. So tell me what you think concerning the video. Now, Pastor Google. He sung and just like Pastor Google, but nah, he's not Pastor Google. Nah, forget that. He. Good night, everyone, and thanks for listening.
Young people in power to start with.
You think that would help?
No, we need somebody who could look down to the littlest man.
Understand?
Because everybody good in power, studying the family and the self. When they say we selling weed, they saying they want to kill we. But what you want we to do again?
To try to create opportunities.
So you're going to try to bridge a gap between the rich and the poor?
Well, that is so cliched. I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer.
For me, I think the young people in power.
I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer. But the poor must come out of poverty. I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer.
For me, I think The young people in power. The young people in power. The young people in power. The young people in power.
I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer.
The young people in power. The young people in power.
Corruption in point 14. I want to know the extent of it. Well, you know, I thought a SAP alone has cheap contract. It was brought to my knowledge that the whole PNM executive, which is located behind the market, have cheap contract. It was brought to my attention that the current mayor, Mr. James, is the chairman on the executive committee. It was also brought to me he have a CPAP contract also, plus other things. Yeah. So why all these iniquities happening under our MP Richard Watch? It is also alleged, brought to my attention that the contractor that is building that completed the Fanny Village Primary School and building the fire station from Vancouver side, brought a Prada for our MP, Mr. Richard, and it is hiding at the moment by some fat man. If this is true, these people not fit the whole office.
Position is, what are you buying a vehicle for? When you buy a vehicle, you're actually meant to be using it in your constituency, in your private affairs, etc. And those of us who are elected members of parliament are on the road constantly.
But did you need 2 more after the first one to be able to do your work? Because you bought 3 in 5 years, and it wasn't 3 Hondas, it was 3 Porsches.
And it's less than the cost of a Toyota. So what's the point? So what's the point? And it's less than the cost of a Toyota.
So what's the point? So what's the point?